hump day. What's up, everybody?
It's hump day.
No.
No?
It is
Not
not
hump day?
hump. No, it is not hump day.
No.
It's March 1st, baby. March 1st is here.
Well, you know
One
how
step
Philly is.
closer to warm weather.
Yeah, you know how Philly is when it comes to March 1st. You know how Philly is.
Well, we knew they would put in. Yeah, shut up, man. Now
It's
you're
already
talking
started.
to me. See what I mean, Rob? See,
Already started. I know.
The-
That one's on Barrett. That one's not on you for
this
what?
is the reason why. This is the reason why I'm going back to D-Gun. I tried. I gave it two.
Can't survive in
solid
these streets not being D-Gun. You got to be D-Gun.
You got to give me credit. I tried for 2 months to change. I gave it 2 months. The old college tried for 2 months, and you know
It didn't work.
You know, funny thing is, I agree with him 100%, but that angers me even more because I agree with him.
Oh,
So-
It is jealousy because I know y'all were eating good, man. You know, like y'all.
That's the only reason you're jealous because we had good food. That's it.
Bro, because you was telling us all about it, sending screenshots of it. You know, they got filet mignons, lobsters, not filet mignon, but filet mignons,
Scallops,
lobsters,
scallops.
and
Did I say scallops?
Yeah, and me and Rob,
good in the neighborhood.
me and Rob eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and
Not even.
We don't get upset when you take time off and you have all these fabulous meals and you go on these great fishing trips and you're talking about the fishing trip you're about to go. We don't get upset.
Yeah, about to go on one, but bro.
Yeah.
I miss days because I'm getting poked and prodded and playing with Legos.
That's not the only reason you miss days.
Or I'm going out to a college game in a place.
Okay.
Where I go down to North Carolina and I gotta eat at the Piggly Wiggly.
Dude, that's an upgrade from White Castle. Seriously. That's an upgrade.
I ate White Castle this morning.
No, you didn't.
Honest to God.
I expect you to be missing from at least one segment.
Be a late one.
I can see it right now. Well, you know, Rob, I was
Bubble guts, as they call it. Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you.
I can't believe today's Wednesday, man.
Wednesday,
yeah,
man.
baby.
March 1st. This
March
year is
1st.
flying by, isn't it? It's flying by.
Yeah. So far, so good, man.
Yep.
We're
Combine
avoiding
is there. I got this new thing. I get to watch all the. I used to get to watch all the NBC hooked it up for me. I get to watch all the college football players and everything that I want to watch now. Unbelievable,
Okay.
unbelievable. They went out and spent money on me, bro. I'm breaking it down, all the way down.
About time they spent some money on you.
Well, you're right.
Yes,
I got a new project and I got this thing now where I can take it comes with a laptop and a big screen like a 70-inch TV.
Oh, just 70. Okay.
And I can write. No, they got it up there. It's in the. I can write on it. I mean, I can.
Oh, all right.
Players and
Telestrator.
Telestrator. Yeah, I got that now.
Like that, man. Like that.
In the
All right.
fold.
What is that on the show set or is that just that near your
On
office?
the show set.
Yeah.
The big homie is making it happen now.
Only took him how many years?
25. But who's counting? 26 actually in September. So what's up, everybody? We see you. We see you.
Man.
We see you, Jeremy, PTB, Andres, Mood Swing, Bella.
Oh, look at Niners all damn day.
He's put in the effort.
Love it, man.
I know.
Love it, man.
It's
Love
not
it.
my
right.
goodness.
Young gamer, A-Dog, Eagles realist, fitness rebel, Chris D, our girls, everybody hanging out. We're glad to be with you today. We have Mark Jackson. Speaking of NBC Sports Philadelphia, he's going to be joining us at 2:00. Mark does in studio pre and post game work and halftime as well for NBC Sports Philadelphia, along with our friend Amy Fadul and the coach Jimmy Lydham. So we'll talk to Mark coming up at 2 because the Sixers have another big one tonight, guys, against the Heat. They've lost 2 in a row, Boston and the Heat, and the city is basically like, you are what we thought you were. So we'll talk to Mark about that.
Is that fair? Is that fair, Rob? Dude? I know you said that you commented on that yesterday, and I thought about it. I don't know if that's fair, man. I mean,
Barrett, look, I waved the flag that we should give them a chance. This is a new group. I remember after the Memphis game, I said, look, this team looks different and all that. But I got to be honest with you, man. I'm having a hard time defending them right now. I sort of feel like I do with Gannon after the Super Bowl. Like, I think that – It's maybe it's recency bias, but it feels like we're setting ourselves up for failure again here. But you know, again, look, we'll find out. They're going to have to prove it right now because this stretch is a big boy stretch, and they're going to be playing some really good teams. Think about this: they got Miami tonight and Dallas tomorrow.
Right.
Do I hear a little tenseness in your tone?
Yes.
When it comes to your Sixers?
Yes.
Wait, really?
Bro, you didn't hear him yesterday. Wow. It started out yesterday, and I kind of just let it flow.
Wow.
Yeah. I just let it go. But I heard it yesterday, and I remember I told you guys that I think they're going to win the next 3 games, and then they're going to lose the next.
You did say that.
Yeah. I know. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you next Monday. But wait, are you on the show next Monday? I don't know. Is it one of your days off? I got to check. Let me see. Are you here next Monday?
Wow.
Jeez, man.
I'm here. Well, I'm here Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday, I'm here Tuesday.
I'm
flying out Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday,
All right. So,
Friday,
so 2 days next week. Okay.
Monday.
Okay. All right. No problem.
I don't deserve, bro.
I do what you gotta do.
No problem.
Go ahead.
Oh, don't get mad at me, bro. You know what it is? You know, Derek, I already know what it is, Derek. I already know what it is.
What is it, Barrett?
Because before the grandkids,
you
were able to do what you needed to do. Now, if you can't, have grandkids, will travel. And I understand that. Have grandkids, will travel. So they occupy your time now.
How'd you know? It's true.
Because I was talking to my son yesterday, and he said, "Yeah, Pops, I think I'm gonna be up there with you in about another year and a half." And that means if he comes up here, that means I'll have my youngest daughter's. She's pregnant now.
Yep.
So I'll have my granddaughter or grandson.
When does she do? When's the big day?
She's due in July.
Okay.
But she has a gender reveal on the 24th.
24th.
So yes,
March?
we don't know what's going on yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So your son's going to move from St. Louis to where you live?
So my son lives in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
He said, "Pops, I'm tired of being here." You're
gonna have the whole crew, man. The whole.
Right. So he's gonna move back up here, and I know he's gonna have to stay with me the first couple of months until he finds somewhere to stay. So next month or year or whatever it's gonna take. So I'll have my 2 grands. My grandson, he's 7, and then my granddaughter, she's 3.
So how many grandkids will you have in your immediate vicinity?
In another year and a half, I'll have all 3. But in come July, I'll just have my grandbaby.
You might as well sell your boat.
I know, man.
Yeah, what he's saying to you is, Gunner, he's got to get it in now.
I know. I agree. Because this crept up on me. I'm telling you. Now my oldest grandson is 4. But this crept up on me because, my wife and I always say, when we have grandkids, we can't rate the babysit them. We can't wait to do this. Hey, man, I didn't know it was going to be like an everyday thing.
Bro, but it's so much fun, though, man. It is so much fun.
It is until you get vomited on. It is until you change your diaper and you look up, it's all over the mat. Oh, hey, what's it? Yeah, you got to control this. I know you're only 2 days old. You got to control this.
You got to incorporate them into it. Rob, just wait, Rob. Like my boat, I'm good with my, you know what I'm saying? I'm good for like when my boat, the boat that stays in Wildwood at Schooner Island.
Yeah.
It's good because like I had my grandson out this summer and he's gonna help me again.
Perfect.
Wax the boat down. He like wax it down so I get it ready to get in. But he was in the way more so than anything, but he's got to help with that. And then put in the water and we just keep it there. Now my other boats, my fishing boats, the fishing, the hardcore fishing boats, those boats, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take them out as much because
no, you're not.
Grandkids. You're probably right. You're absolutely right.
Hey, hold up, Fitness Rebel and Chris D. You see this? D Gun starting on Barrett early today. Fitness Rebel. Hold up, Fitness Rebel. Another day, D Gun choosing violence. Get him, Barrett. But see, they didn't hear off the top of the show how you attacked me first. They didn't hear that part. They just jumped on when they heard me retaliate. But that's okay. If they're in Barrett's corner,
it's always like that.
Little
Barrett
needs some nurturing. You learn what on the field?
That it's never the guy that does the
initial.
Leg.
That's right.
It's the after the retaliation that they see.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what it is.
But see, Barrett, I'm fine with that. I don't mind being Darth Vader.
Look at Kevin Samara. You're right, man. How many car seats fit in your back of my? You're right.
Dude, there's time I have 2 at one time sometimes. And let me tell you something. These newfangled car seats.
Yeah.
I feel dumb trying to strap kids in. You got buttons here. My wife went out and bought one, paid almost $400 for this thing. She keeps in her car. It has a swivel seat. So if the baby, when the babies are small, you have to have the back turned to the front. Yeah, they got to turn front. Yeah, when they get to a certain age, you can turn it this way, back to
right.
Oh, dude, straps, buttons, all this stuff. And then my kids are reprimanding me, Dad, how many times do we have to show you this? I'm thinking, hold up here. Who the parent, who the kid here?
Right.
And I feel dumb.
Well, see, you get to take them fishing though. You can incorporate them into fishing. You got to start them early though. You got to start them early.
Tina won't let me take cruise unless she goes. I'm like, what? No, and he can only go if I go. I'm like, what? Okay. Sounds good to me. That's one less dude I got to chase up and down the shore or pull a hook out of the rocks of the weed.
See, I don't understand that because Tina's right there with you all the time.
Yes, and we raise them.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Exactly. Here's the worst part though. My oldest daughter had two kids. She had 2 kids in less than 14 months. So the diaper sizes are close. One's 18 months, the other one's 6 months. But they got diapers. I got to look at the color of the diaper. Is it a Mickey Mouse diaper or a Donald Duck to determine which baby gets which? I'm looking at the diaper. I'm like, she goes, Dad, it's really simple. That's Mickey Mouse. It's for Ariana. And this one over here is for Eli. And I'm like, they look the same to me.
Right.
So the other day, I accidentally started putting the 6-month-old diaper on the 19-month-old. I couldn't figure out why she was saying, Tata, stop it. Stop it. I'm like, what? I couldn't fasten it. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rob, I know you didn't expect the show to derail like this.
I did not. I didn't imagine diaper talk.
Yes, Rob, it's what we do.
I hear
it's what we do.
It is.
I'm driving home and my grandson, he decides every time when I'm driving home that he wants to call me because he knows exactly. He knows I get off at 6:30, and when I get off at 6:30, I'm off. So when I get off at 6:30, I'm in the car by 6:35.
Right.
And headed out the fence, leaving the Wells Fargo Center.
Yep.
So he calls you, hey, Pop. I said, what's up, man? Did you know that they got a new video game? I said, no, I didn't know. Yeah. Let me tell you about it. I said, I don't play video games. Yeah, but just in case you wanted to get it so you could play with me. So I'm gonna get it to play with you all the way in Atlanta. Because you don't these days, you don't buy the disc like we had to buy the disc or the cartridge or something. Right. Like we had to blow the cartridge. There's come program like you buy it and it just downloads software and it downloads on the computer. So they don't need to have it. They don't need to have the physical copy there. Yeah. I'm like, bro, they just want to get every single dime of your money, don't they?
They sure do.
Oh, my grandson, will you be making ribs today? No, not today. Why? But I want some. I'm like, you ain't getting them today, bro. I'm sorry. Or at 4 years old, everything now is why. Either 2 things. Why or but I want it. I said, your mom said you can have, but I want it. And I sit there and he'll ask his mom and dad if he could have like one of the ices or something. And they'll say, no, you already have one. That's enough. This little joker sneaks around that corner, comes around. Tata, let's go outside and get an icy and don't say anything. Like, what? I'm already in enough trouble every day. You ain't getting me.
Wait till they get older. Oh my God.
Well, on another topic.
Yeah.
When are we going skeet shooting again, bro?
I got to talk to Job, my son-in-law. We got to get Rob on this.
Rob, you got to go with us, bro.
Rob, you ever shot a gun?
No.
You got to come out, man. I didn't want. I went out. I thought I went out and bought me a shotgun. Now we go shotgun. One time, bro, and I hate to say it, man, but Josh, he was just playing around. I thought he was just playing around.
I said, look, Josh,
he says, watch this. I'm about to hit 2 at one time. And boom, one went up, the other one went, and he, pow, right at the exact moment they were crossing by each other, he shot both of them at the same time.
Oh, I was like, that's why I'll mess with him.
I was like, Damn.
You didn't see the video.
I don't trust Rob with a gun either. That's why Rob has never shot a gun. Okay, and I agree with you, Gigi.
That time we went out for my son-in-law's bachelor party. He wanted to go skeet shooting at this incredible range in Nowhere, Maryland. I'm talking about this was an area like they probably used it to make a remake of Deliverance.
Right.
That's out in the woods.
Well, like to say, don't say no black folks, but there was none out there.
Ain't none out there but me,
Barrett, were only two.
And my son Jordan. That was it, Jack.
Right.
That was it. Hey, if something went down, we were history that day. But
right.
we were surrounded by good people, man.
Great people, man. Great people.
But you see the video where he put the gun over his shoulder and said, pull, and the skeet goes up in the air. He has his gun laying over his shoulder, shoots it in the air over his shoulder like this. Like I'm like, wow, really?
Bro, it's crazy. So I had to go out and get me one. So I got me one now. So I haven't even shot it yet because I'm supposed to go with you guys. Got to go with you guys.
No, man. You know what? You can't go because see, you antagonize me too much. It's only March. You in 2 months, you've gotten under my skin. Matter of fact, when we do decide to go, and Josh said, "Hey, did you call Barrett?" I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah, I called him. He said he couldn't go."
Let's go. Josh gonna call me because Josh, me and Josh talk all the time.
I know, but I'm gonna tell Josh he changed his number. I got it planned out already. I'm telling you right now. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. But that's what it was all about. But hey,
all right. So let's get it.
Let's get back to sports.
Talk something here.
Who wants to talk sports, man? Family's more important.
Good point. Good
all right, okay, Rob.
This is
control, please.
All right, this is an unfamily-like move by CJ Gardner-Johnson. So Elliot Shore-Parks had a clip of Jonathan Gannon explaining what happened in the Super Bowl, and I thought in the clip, basically, taking a lot of responsibility anyway. So CJ Gardner-Johnson, I guess, quote tweets the soundbite that Gannon put out there, which I thought was interesting that he reacted in this way, because Gannon was essentially just talking about, hey, look, we all got to do a better job, all this other stuff. Anyway, so CJ Gardner-Johnson put a tweet out saying, "You ain't put us in a position to make plays." Then he deleted it. Then he said, "I'm going to bed." So that was all this morning. All right, here's my reaction to it first. CJ Gardner-Johnson had the best year of his career this year.
Absolutely, out of that.
As did a lot of guys, which means a lot of guys made a lot of money with Jonathan Gannon as the defensive coordinator. I'm taking nothing away from the talent these guys have. They're clearly talented players. But it's a weird shots fired when Gannon wasn't even blaming anybody. This was not, if you listen to the clip, he's not saying, "Hey, man, players didn't make plays. What do you want me to do?" It wasn't like that. It was basically, I feel bad.
He didn't pull a Chip Kelly.
He didn't. He said, look, I feel responsibility to the city, to Mr. Lurie, to Nick. I forget what else he said. I'm paraphrasing, but basically it was just like, whatever. I'm sorry it didn't work out. And
he fell on the sword.
I felt bad about it. And then GJ fires that off. I love the guy. I think it's pretty weak, personally. That's just me. I know everybody's going to love it because he's crapping on Gannon.
You just blew up the chat. You just blew it up.
Okay, good.
Right, they're going fire. But you know what? And I understand what you're saying. But still, the players a lot of the times make coaches look good.
Yeah.
True. And that's one of those, when you're on the biggest stage, you have to make the coach, even though the coach may call a bad call, you have to play above and beyond and make sure that whatever he calls works. And that's it in a nutshell. That's it at the end of the day. You're not going to get every call right. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me being on Ganwagon or anything like that. That has nothing to do with that.
You know what? Timoleon, I think a lot of people would agree with you.
Oh, man. Hey, look here. CJ made plays. CJ was the only player on defense that made plays in the second half.
Yeah, he came up and lit up.
And then what about an open field tackle down in the flats? If he misses that tackle, who had the ball? Was it Pacheco who had caught the pass?
Pacheco.
I mean, he made a nice open field tackle.
Both hits with Pacheco.
Huh? Yeah,
both plays against him.
Pacheco would have still been running. He made a couple of plays, but you know what? I applaud Gannon for taking the high road, saying it was on me as much as anybody.
Right.
But I will also agree with what Rob is saying. you made plays all season long. You were this vaunted defense. You found a way to get it done. On the biggest of stages, 11 guys on the field went, okay?
Yes.
Couldn't get to the quarterback. Receivers running wide open in the middle of the field, out in the flats. You let them walk up and down the field and score every time they touch the ball in the second half. So how much of that is on you? You with your 70 sacks, your pass defense, your fewest points allowed. How much of that is on you that you gave up? What did they have? 38. You gave up 31 out of the 38 points.
Right.
You gave up on the biggest game of the season, 31 points. So how much do you put it on yourself as well? There's two parties at fault. The best thing CJ could have done was say absolutely nothing. Because see, now it's a conversation.
You're right. You got to put it. You got to accept that responsibility also. Just like they said, the field condition. I understand the rush couldn't get there because guys were falling. They're trying to turn the corner. They couldn't. The feet slipping from underneath them. Understand that. But their defense, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was also on the same field. Now, I can also say that they adjusted because they started sending the blitz from the interior. And it's hard when you're running a straight line to fall. If you're running on the outside, you fall because you don't have the right footing. You slide off. So what he did was he blitzed everybody from the middle. That way is you're just going straight ahead.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Straight ahead. And that's that's different. But at the end of the day, great players make good coaches look great.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with you about the edge rushers, but how many times did that you want to talk about straight ahead rushing, your D tackles press the pocket? How many times during the season we see that, them collapse in the pocket? Why couldn't they do it in this game?
I don't know.
I don't care if you're playing on ice skates. If one
they did do that. They did rush him up the middle. But he would sidestep because the rushers on the outside would fall down.
Yep.
And that's how he was able to leak out.
Hassan was on the ground a lot.
Okay.
A whole lot. In fact, he started the tackle started whooping his ass on top of him.
That's right. That's right. That's what you do.
Yeah.
It's smart. It's smart by their guy.
He laid on top of him like it was a mattress, man.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Like, everybody wears that. Like, everybody. I thought Gannon was terrible in the Super Bowl, but there were too many players on that side of the ball that didn't make plays either. It's a weird thing, man. Like, you're a free agent now. I'm not sure how that benefits you. He must clearly have some pent up issues with Gannon, obviously. But
yes,
I would also look at it if from his standpoint and say, man, I made a lot of money off of this season. But I guess guys don't look at it that way. I don't know.
And why would you wait 3 weeks after the game to make a comment like that? 2-3 weeks. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Strange.
Now, see, here's the thing. So you got a new DC in place. You're going to have new teammates in place. Was this a prelude of what could possibly be coming from him if he stays here? When things don't go wrong, you start leaking little things here and there like that again? Because that's not the culture that we talk about with this Eagles locker room that they want in the locker room. You don't hear players. Think about it. You don't hear players doing this in the Eagles locker room.
Well, two things.
Now, I'm sorry, but I hear about it from players. I don't repeat what I hear.
Yeah.
But you don't hear players publicly putting stuff out there like that, whether things are going good or bad.
No, I think two things I take away from this. One, the Eagles clearly wanted Gannon back. They offered him an extension and a raise. So they thought that much of him. They've hired somebody now in Sean Desai who is similar in his, if you want to call it lack of aggression, however you want to look at it. He's not a big blitzer either. So does that mean that CJ Gardner-Johnson would not want to be back here because you're playing in a similar scheme? Is this the writing on the wall for him? Does he know he's gone? Is he firing off because of that? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. If he wasn't just being emotional and jumping in there. And again, if you listen to it, there wasn't anything to be offended by if you're a player by what Gannon was saying. This was not Chip Kelly back in the day.
No,
laying it on the players. It's a strange reaction. And again, I get it. The fans are going to applaud him for it. I just thought it was kind of weird. That's the way I look at it.
You make a comment like that, like right after a game in the heat of emotion when the adrenaline is really flowing. When you make mistakes like that, even if you feel it, is the strongest heartfelt feeling. You don't wait 2 or 3 weeks after the fact and then all of a sudden say that. So, and I wonder, first of all, he says it. Now, once it's on Twitter, even when you delete it, it's already out there.
Right.
Somebody got it like within seconds of you tweeting it.
Bro,
So,
I mean, that's what happens all the time. I teach kids all the time, you know, when I go out and speak to these kids, even in high school, I say, look, once you hit send, it's privileged to 7 billion people in the world. You can't take it back. It's out there. You never bring it back. So make sure what you're representing, you really want to represent. When Gannon's fall on the sword, let that man fall on the sword. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have said nothing. But, hey, I can't say that. I'm talking to a guy that's about to get millions.
Sure,
millions.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But still, you don't do that, man. I mean,
let me hit you with one other one that's interesting. The sod father has spoken. George Toma, okay, who just retired, I guess, stepped away from his NFL duties, but he was the guy who's done the NFL Super. Was it 27 straight years, whatever it's been? Maybe it's longer than that. I don't know. But basically, the way that he explained what happened with the turf at the Super Bowl was they did all the proper treatment to it and watered it on Wednesday before the game. So Wednesday before the Sunday game, outside. His claim is they then, after watering it, put it immediately inside instead of letting it sit out and dry out and get the sun and everything that, that comes with that. They put it right inside the dome. Okay. Which meant it never dried properly. As the week went on, he was getting complaints from people saying it smelled like it was rotten, that everything was loose. And after figuring that out, I don't know what day, Friday or Saturday, the man in charge, Ed Mangan, who was the NFL field director, should have seeded the field to try to soak up some of the moisture that was in the grass. This is according to George Toma. Now, Toma has resigned from the NFL. He basically is out of Fs. He doesn't give any more Fs, so he's going to say whatever he wants. And he also doesn't like that his reputation was besmirched because he's never had issues before. Like
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Right.
So he's basically saying, I did what I always do. It's not the ryegrass. It's not the way it was prepared. This was good to go. Wednesday, I do what I do. And then they're supposed to do the right thing. And he said that there were even people saying to him, hey, this is not right. You need to do X, Y, and Z. And the guy was basically like, I got it.
All right.
Well, as someone who has laid many rolls of sod in his life and reseeded, there's something to the fact that if you don't properly treat it in sun wise, it retains moisture to a point that you do get a smell to it. This grass was a combination of a Bermuda and rye, and it's the type of grass used exclusively in areas like Arizona because of the heat. This type of grass withstands the heat. It would have dried up immediately if they had rolled that field out the way they were supposed to, according to what this guy's saying. It would have dried up. It was in the 80s, man. It would have dried up within an hour.
Yeah.
So the fact, and I've heard stories about they put a tarp over it. Why would you put a tarp over it?
They did do that. Yeah.
Why would you?
I don't know. How's this guy in charge?
The biggest stage ever.
Now you overwater it because you want to expedite the growth of the grass. But this is something that should have been done months in advance, not a couple of weeks in advance. Arizona season ended January 8th. You should immediately start the transition then. You had a whole month before the actual game was going to be played. Okay. Now I'm thinking they started weeks before the Super Bowl making the transition. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, that's not enough time. To do, and then on top of that, you got all that spray paint on top of it as well, which makes it even slicker. As we saw, both teams sliding like you were looking at the Disney Ice-capades. So hopefully they've learned a lesson. Like I said, and I can't say it enough. Thank goodness nobody suffered a severe injury like a knee, ankle, something like that, because those are the type of surfaces you very easily could have snapped the ACL and Achilles, anything. So they got lucky in that regard that everybody walked off their field safe.
Yeah, the league is quite fortunate, that's for sure. All right, so we have a lot to dive into here when we come back. Mark Jackson at 2:00, but Brian Johnson,
I knew we had Mark Jackson at 2:00.
Huh?
I knew we had Mark Jackson at 2:00.
They are official now. Sean Desai, and
you know how Rob is.
I know. Well, here's something else I know. People are going to be thrilled to hear the blitz percentage for Sean Desai. If they love Jonathan Gannon
You're
as
right.
much as they did,
Rob,
they're going to be thrilled with this when I tell you how much he blitzes when we come back. So we'll dig into that. A lot of other stuff to get into. Some of the things Howie said yesterday, what Nick Sirianni said, what the future is with Denard Wilson, other promotions that the Eagles gave in-house. There's a lot to get into. And we got a whole NFL segment coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll talk some Sixers with Mark Jackson. We'll talk some Phillies. Painter pitches today, guys. He makes his debut. Flyers finally realized they should be selling. It only took them, I think, 15 to 20 years to realize that. So we will get into all those things.
Can we just stop the show at 1 o'clock so we can watch Painter pitch?
I don't know if it's on.
What? How do you not have this kid on TV today? Everybody wants to see this kid.
They don't black out games in
They just don't broadcast
X amount of games. Yeah, they only show like 13.
I'm not saying it's not on. I'm not. I don't want to say for sure. I don't think it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
Barrett, in a commercial break, call your people over at NBC and ask, are they televising this game today? Call your people.
Yes. All right.
Do something positive instead of ripping people all morning.
Wow. All right. All right. Let me sneak one in here, and we will come back and hit a lot of stuff. We got a lot to do.
I ain't coming back, man.
You're not coming back. Derek's done. I knew he wasn't coming back. Don't go anywhere, people. You don't know what you're going to get from segment to segment. That's for sure. It's been an interesting one so far on the first day of March. He's Derek. He's Barrett. I'm Rob. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. All right, I'm going to tell you about Jim Murray and Principal Financial Group because, look, it took me forever to find the right person to trust with my hard-earned money, which, in a lot of ways dictates your future, right? But I finally did find the right person, and I want you to have that right person as well. And that's Jim Murray and Principal Financial Group. Whether it's retirement planning, 401k review, insurance review. Look, you may not be happy with what you have right now, and you're looking at saying, I could do better than this. Well, Jim is the man to reach out to. Again, I've entrusted my IRA, my 401k rollovers to Jim, and I couldn't be any happier. You will be too. Give him a call, 610-996-4751. 610-996-4751. Could also email him, Murray, MURRAY.Jim@principal.com. That's Murray.Jim@principal.com.